Hello, I am Maxime and today I will be presenting acid rains. The reason I chose this topic is because it is a big issue in the world. I decided that since it is not known enough, we need to bring the light on it. Acid rain is a rain that is chemically modified while still being in the air and while falling back on Earth creates different types of negative effects. In this presentation, I will be showing them to you. Before anything, we need to talk about the pH scale. The pH scale is measured from 1 to 14, 1 being the most acidic, while 14 being the most alkali. Each level is 10 times stronger than the previous one. Acid rain tends to be at a pH of 4. The human skin can be damaged by acid lower than 3 or higher than 8. It is most of the time the same level for land animals. For water animals, however, they die at a pH of approximately 4.5. Now we need to talk about how acid rain is made. Acid rain is created by the mix of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide with the water chemicals in the clouds. They make the rain that falls back on Earth more acidic. Acid rain can also fall back on Earth in a dry form, and if not mixed with water. Acid rain can also travel very long distances. They can not only travel from country to country, but they can also travel from continents to continents. For example, almost all acid rains in Sweden are caused by Britain. Those acid rains destroy Swedish lakes and forests, while Sweden has nothing to do with it. Water animals. Water animals are the type of animals which are the most impacted by the acid rain issue. If an acid rain falls next to a lake, the lake is most likely going to die of all life. Because fish usually die at a pH of 4.5 and the acid rain has a pH of 4, fish are going to die, and for the few who survives, eggs will not hatch and food will be scarce. Acid lakes can be easily recognized by simply looking at them. The surface will not be troubled and can easily be seen through since there is no life to shake the water and mud around. Forests are usually not harmed directly, even though some trees can be affected by the acid rain. The real danger of acid rain for forests is that acid rain destroys important nutrients in the ground, destroying and replacing them by toxic ones. The forest, feeding off those toxic nutrients, will die. Land animals are rarely killed by direct effects. Even though some species, the main reason they die is that the food surrounding them die, and they will usually eat poisonous food or water and starve. Unlike what most people think, swimming in acid water would not harm you. The pH is not low enough. The main problem is that acid rain sometimes does not fall with water, and those chemicals in the air can damage the lungs and throats. During the 1980s, around 200,000 people died per year because of acid rain and direct effects. Acid rain can also severely worsen already existing disease. On buildings, the effects are usually minor. Acid rain can remove paint, but the biggest danger is that it makes the metals rust a lot quicker. These can severely damage buildings such as a bridge, and even make them collapse. Some factories might say that acid rain already exists in nature, and that it is not such a big deal. The fact is that they do exist, but animals are used to them. For example, when snow melts, it creates a lot of acid rushing into lakes. The way that animals will defend against that is that they're going to not hatch during those seasons. And the pH of snow is significantly lower than the pH of acid rain. As you can see, governments have tried to reduce the number of acid rains, but the number are still really high, being at an astronomical 325 tons of acid rain in 2007. Some fear that those numbers will go up with more population going on Earth. To put this in perspective, if we say that the average human takes 1 liter of water per day, then for a full year, all the acid rain that fell in 2007 could feed 900 people. 325 tons of water that we polluted by acid rain. Some impacts can be made by people, even though they most likely are going to be done by factories. The biggest help you can do to stop acid rain is to use your cars less. Cars emit a lot of CO2, and if you use public transport such as metros or buses, it would help the environment. Governments also need to agree to stop the main factor that acid rain exists: fossil fuels. Fossil fuels like coal or oil are the main reason acid rain exists. They emit a significant amount of pollution in the air and create acid rain. Thank you.